I took a break from the work in the garage and my dovetails, and I went to the UPS store to pick up all the mail that's been piling up. There's 10 different items here. I got a little stupid and excessive with eBay and Black Friday and a couple other things, so I got quite a bit of stuff here. And like I said with my wood brand, I hate unboxing videos. Alright, so let's see what item number 1 is. Looking interesting already. I literally don't know what this is. I still don't know what this is. These are early. I did not expect these to get here so soon. Or maybe I did. Alright, these are bushings for the router. You put those right back in that box. I'm getting ready to move, so where I would normally burn this stuff, I need to keep it because I definitely need somewhere to put it instead of in the obvious messy piles that I've got going on here. And this is not wanting to unwrap, nicely packed in bubble wrap. This is a socket chisel from eBay that is in actually very nice condition. It's much better than what I was expecting. This is a Grizzly, appears to be a 1/4 inch socket chisel. Very nice condition. I like this one. Good length to it. I've got a 1/4 inch chisel, but nowhere near this long. And it is it's got a little bit of curvature to it, not too much. I can deal with that. Very nice. What else do we have? Something else off of eBay. This appears to be the other 2 chisels I ordered. So the problem I had is I haven't used eBay in years. And then I got on there again and I started treating it like it was Amazon in a way. And I was kind of bidding on everything. One of those, one of these. And the problem I have was a lot of times I was expecting to be outbid, and then there's a lot of times where I was not outbid. Hence why I have 2 1/4 inch chisels. But now that I see these side by side, I'm actually pretty happy with them because you can see that they're maybe not, but I'm able to see that they're actually completely different. The length, the shape, these are very different. This is sort of like the really good condition. Also, this is a Robert Duke cast steel. These 2 came from Pennsylvania. This is Pexto. There it is there. You probably can't see it. So this is a little bit narrower. Something I didn't even think about until just now was apparently a lot of people keep putting back bevels on used chisels, and that's definitely something you don't want. So I like socket chisels because I think it's easy to make new handles for them, which is one of the things I had planned on doing over the winter. I just haven't done it yet. I already put my other chisel away that I was using. I've got a 1/2 inch one that's very similar to this. This one should be yes, that's a 3/8. So I've got 2 1/4 inches and a 3/8. I had a Buck Brothers from Home Depot already. That was just a standard Buck Brothers, brand new style chisel that works pretty good. But I like the older ones, better steel. And I like socket chisels because I can make my own handles for them and get some versatility. This feels like a plane and something else. That's probably the iron. What do we have here? I was hoping this is the number 4 Ohio tools that I bought. Yes, it is. That's the Ohio logo. I'm going to do a separate video later on nothing but just a video on Ohio tools because I like them. You see the hexagon, and then you'll also notice it is a tapered iron, slightly different than what you would find with a Stanley. I kind of have an affection for Ohio tools lately. I despise the state of Ohio. Sorry, subscribers. But I end up, at the same time, I meet a lot of people I don't like from Ohio. I end up meeting some of my better friends from Ohio. So that's what this is a number 4. A little bit of damage. Could use a new tote. But no cracks, which is good. Finish is a little rough, but not too bad. One of the easiest differences with Ohio from Stanley is Stanley is a number 4. Ohio is a 0-4. They put a 0 in front of everything just to be different. So I've got a 5 and a 7 already. This is a 4, and I found a 4.5 for a fraction of the price of your average brand new, or excuse me, not brand new, but your average Stanley 4.5, and I made an offer on eBay lower than what that person was asking, and they accepted it. So that'll be on its way here in a few days. I ordered it yesterday, so very happy with this. This is going to be more of a collector piece for me than a user, because I've got plenty of number 4s, smoothing planes already, and I like Ohio. They're different. The company went out of business in 1920. So it's more of a collector's piece to me. And this will go with my 5, my 8, and my incoming number 4.5 here pretty soon. So very happy with that. Find a home for it. Set that back over there. What we got here? I literally don't know. Oh, what do I got? A bunch of stuff. Honestly, forgot I ordered this. Self-centering bits for doing hinges and stuff like that. I really could have used it the other day when I was making my giant plywood cabinets. Don't want to come out. So this here is straight Black Friday sales right here. So set that on a hinge, drill bit comes out of the middle, helps center it. This is a dust blower. Hopefully it doesn't blow up, and of course it needs the freaking fitting. It's an extendable one if I remember correctly. Or not? Yeah, there we go. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google it. I have to read the instructions. Yeah, extendable air blowgun. Extends to 34 inches. There we go. So 22. And then something else I really wanted. I don't know if I'll necessarily do a product review of it, but a lot of people do. This is one of those universal, nope, doesn't look like it. Universal small port hose kit, yeah. This is the one that's supposed to stretch over everything. So, and that's the exact sander I have right there, that porter cable. I'm not sure if you can see it in the shot. And it does make a mess. It blows the dust out around the edges on there. So I know when I stick my vacuum cleaner, my shop vac on there, it makes a big difference. So this is definitely one of the ones I was looking forward to getting. It was on sale, so I went ahead and took advantage of it, and I'm pretty happy to get that. I don't know what this is. This might be from Canada. No, it's not. It's from Brooklyn. I don't know what this is. Don't want to open, that's for sure. Still doesn't want to open. Ah. I don't even remember this. Nice packaging. This is a not very old number 6 that I bought. It's got a chip on the lever cap. Look at that. So What I might, I don't know. It's all right. I've got a slightly newer number 6. Honestly, I don't even know why I bought this. This was like an impulse buy. So, I didn't expect this to get here so fast. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and make a matching knob and toe for this one. I'm going to strip it down, repaint it, flatten it, sharpen it. I went to a couple forums and asked their opinion on getting a number 6, and they all said don't. I'm very happy with it, and a lot of people still say don't get it. So now I've got 3 of them, because I've got this one, I've got a fairly new one that's in really good condition, and then I've also got a Type 4, which is very old. It's late 1870s, and it's the last model to not have this lateral adjustment lever. So I've got 3 of these, and I really shouldn't. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that one. You see his tote's cracked here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and send that guy to a new home. Come on. Newspaper. This feels like a shoulder plane or a rabbit plane. Yes. All right. This is very dirty, and this is another one of those things I shouldn't have bought. Why? Because I have several of them, and I just now noticed that cutter is missing. I'm going to fix this one up and clean it. I already know my intent is to sell it because I've already got several of these. I've got a couple ideas on how. I ended up getting this. It literally cost me $1.12, I think, plus shipping and handling. So, another impulse buy, really. If you watched my video on making the oily rag container, you'll notice that I was using the Porter cable with the 20 volt. And I had to keep switching batteries out. Why? Because I originally bought the reciprocating saw, and it was $50. And then I realized the battery and the charger was sold separately, and the battery that they have a, I think it's a 2 amp hour battery and a 4 amp hour battery. And I went ahead and went all in and bought the 4 amp hour battery, and I think it was like $80. It was $30 more than the actual tool itself. And evidently that's literally the only battery I have for it. So later on I bought the angle grinder, and so now I got to keep switching the batteries back and forth. I've always wanted a bit driver, so Black Friday sale, Amazon. I bought this bit driver, impact driver, whatever. Also comes with a bag, in case you need a bag for your tool. But it also came with a charger, so now I have a second charger, belt clip, and 2 batteries. So I could have saved a lot of money and gone with the one that came with no batteries and just keep sharing, but at their price was like $130 off to go ahead and get the whole set, so I went ahead and did it. Fun fact, Black & Decker now owns Porter Cable. They're not owned by Delta anymore. So if you see the if you see the Black & Decker 20 volt batteries, and you're like, wow, that looks really, really similar to the Porter Cable. Everything I've read online tells me that they are identical except for one of these ribs. Okay. Now I don't know if Porter Cable's got 2 and Black & Decker's got 1, or Black & Decker has 3. I don't remember. But they say that if you take a grinder and grind off that extra rib on whichever one has it, that it will switch, and you actually save quite a bit of money getting the Black & Decker version, which is identical to the Porter Cable, and going that route. So, ooh, it's got a light. I don't have one with a light yet. So, my current situation, I've been using my same Ryobi drill that I have been from 2010. It's great. I love it. And then I went to the local pawn shop the other day and bought another one for $20, $25 last summer. And Or maybe it was this summer. I don't remember. Yeah, it was last summer. And then I upgraded to the lithium batteries with a lithium charger. And it's pretty awesome. So I got one set up for drilling, one set up and countersinking, and one set up for driving. So now I've got one that's just dedicated for bit driving and keeping everything, trying to keep it as compatible. I'm sticking with the brands I got. And the brands, I went with this just because it's obviously, well, I went with this one because it's compatible with the grinder and the reciprocating saw that I got. But it's also just, I've had good luck with porta cable. Both my joiner and my router, my joiner and my thickness planer are porta cable. This porta cable, my first biscuit joiner's porta cable, and they haven't failed me yet, and I'm liking them. Moving on. Anyway, I like to keep everything compatible. All right, what do we got here? The way you can tell that I bought too much stuff is I really don't even know what I'm getting in and what hasn't arrived yet. I've lost track. So I'll be getting a 45 in the mail pretty soon. I'll be getting 4.5 in the mail pretty soon. Fancy packaging. The lady bought a set of carving chisels. Oh, excuse me, she ended up with a set of carving chisels from an estate sale, so I went ahead and took a chance on them. And they are very small. Neat little box. So, the ones I have are little crummy Harbor Freight ones. These are very, very small. They're a lot smaller than what I was expecting. You can tell it's a homemade box. But it's a good little variety of tools. My cousin asked me to make him a magic wand, and these are very small. Almost like a homemade handle, too. And I was expecting, like a magic wand, and then I saw the pictures from Pinterest, and they were definitely not what I was expecting. So these are probably going to get put to use here pretty soon, as soon as I figure out how to sharpen something like that. No idea. I know my work sharp is designed to sharpen these, but I really don't know how well this is going to be challenged. Okay, so I'll still be in the market for a larger set of carving tools. And last, the big expensive one, the Cyber Monday. Get it at 0 dark 30 or don't get it at all. I got off work at midnight last Monday. So I was up, unfortunately, and one of the groups I was on was like, hey, what time's their Cyber Monday sale going on? If they didn't do that, I would not have known about it. So this is the one and only beast. Look at this. Ooh, the PMV11. I've heard mixed reviews about that. It's supposed to be an exceptional blade. And then I've seen a couple people online that had issues with it chipping. This shows you where your money goes when you buy something as expensive as this. You can just feeling the difference on here. This is amazing. Super thick. It's sharp. You can tell it could be sharper. I'm fine with that. These are borderline museum pieces. So I have one Lee Nielsen and one Veritas plane. The 4.5. Look at this. North style adjuster. You can't even see that. You got an adjustable frog throat. You can tighten that up. You've got the set screws left and right to keep the blade centered. Adjustable throw right there. It slides forward. It's amazing. Definitely a lot wider. I don't even know. It's one of those ones where it's like, do I even want to use it? You did, yeah, it's just attention to detail everywhere. This is a lot more just what Cyber Monday sale consisted of. But this metal, it's so ordinary looking. I expected something different. Even the blade, too, it's just the dull gray utility look of it, which I'm fine with. I don't know what my obsession is with 4.5s and 5.5s. Bring that down to the edge. Tighten this up and see what happens. Alright, and honestly it took me a while to find wood that was even worthy enough to be worthy of this hand plane. Alright, I went ahead and set it in there pretty close to the chip breaker. Chip breaker pretty close to the leading edge, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and advance it. This is unsharpened. This is straight out of the box. So we'll see what happens. This is my first time using a 4.5 also. I really wanted one. And ultimately, I do have one. It was my grandfather's. It's at my parents' house in 3,000 miles from here. So once I've moved to Arizona, I'll get it. And I'll figure out what I'm going to do with it. So, alright, so it's sticking. Nothing yet. So definitely could use some honing. And then the size of that mouth, I definitely need to move that forward. So it appears that I just loosen this knob and then turn this one. Or not? I'm going to have to actually read the instructions on this. Maybe that's why this one was $70 off. It's still expensive. Let me take this apart to see what happens. Aha! There's another screw. Let me get a screwdriver. Alright, so that was it. I'm just moving this forward now. Put this back in. So now I can move this forward. I think. Smoother. Pretty happy with that. Definitely need to adjust the set screws here. So let me go ahead and tighten this up. Loosen this up. Take that out. Tighten that up. Carefully put the blade back in. Back some. Pop that in. Surprised this isn't covered in like a thick, heavy coat of oil like what my two newer Stanley Sweetheart planes came with. So that's where we're at there. Readjust the iron. Might have to move it back now. Okay, that's definitely digging in. And come back some. And some more. getting me some good fine shavings. I like that. Very thin. So this is this piece of cherry actually. It's very thin. Was run through an electric planer, so it's got a very ripply top to it. Go a little bit more aggressive on that. Very, very, very fine cuts. One of the things I noticed about this is the room for my hand. There's a lot more. A lot of the number 4s and the Stanley design, I end up having to hold it kind of like that. And depending on how tight I have the lever cap, that might actually throw the blade off a little bit. Go a little bit heavier. Oh, too heavy. Still amazingly thin. I like that. Let's go a little heavier. Definitely cuts. I'm getting that accordion that I was looking at the other day on Facebook, where it's a heavy cut, but my chip breaker is too close to the leading edge. So I would have to actually readjust the plane to take thick shavings like that, which I don't want to do right now. Because this is still a good piece of cherry. I'm going to be making something out of this in the next day or two. Just waiting on the hinges to arrive. Yeah, very happy with this. I'm just going to hone it up a little bit, get that that glossy finish on there. And this is definitely going to be a plane that I use quite a bit. My antique planes are still going to be my main go-tos, but every once in a while I'm going to need that extra just bit of perfection. And this is going to be the one I'm using there for smooth and wide boards. Essentially, we're looking at almost the exact same width, from a 6, 7, and a 4.5, and then a 5.5. So, I've got my eye on a Ohio Tools 5.5 also, that hopefully I'll be getting pretty soon as well. And that way I'll have a 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and a 7 from Ohio. Excuse me, an 8. I don't have a 7. Flip this over. See what happens on the other side. Anyway, enough of this. So that's the majority of what I spent my paycheck on for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and everything in between. I got a bunch of stuff. This is definitely the crown jewel of it all. So thanks for watching. If you stuck through, and like and subscribe, check us out on Facebook.